Let's continue the second part of the prepositions practiced by biological statements. So now 10th sentence. Simple carbohydrates formed at the end of the dark reaction. So it is a statement telling that simple carbohydrates, it means glucose, C6H12O6, C6H12O6 can form as a simple carbohydrates, it means stars, at the end of the dark reaction. So there are two prepositions. At, it means the area, it means area where it is, the perfect location, and end of the dark reaction. So it is the reaction. There are two reactions, light reaction and dark reaction. It takes place in the end of the dark reaction, end of the dark reaction. So it is a, there are two words which can tell us about the, gives complete meaning. Simple carbohydrates formed at the end of the dark reaction means when I remove at and of, simple carbohydrates formed the end dark reaction. So there is no complete meaning. So there are two words are important. So at end means at end or at beginning or at middle. It is a position of the reaction. Position of the reaction. So these are the prepositions which can tell us the position of the action and of the reaction. Where it is, where end means end of the reaction. So these two are the keywords to the complete meaning. So these are the prepositions. Starch occurs in plants. So it's telling the location, it's telling the centers. So starch means glucose. As a glucose, starch occurs means end product of the photosynthesis. These are the sentence having in the sequence. You have to watch it very clearly and very sequentially. You can get biology and along with the prepositions. So starch occurs in plants mean, if I ask the question where starch occurs, where starch is being produced where. So these are the questions. It gives answer that starch occurs in plants in the chloroplast by the photosynthesis. So these are the answers. But starch occurs plants means it's not a complete answer or complete meaning. So with this word, with this simple word, we can get the complete meaning. This is called preposition. Now come to the 12th sentence. Cellulose helps in forming the cell wall. Forming the cell wall. Now cellulose helps forming cell wall means there is no meaning. So cellulose helps in. If I ask the question where cellulose helps, where cellulose helps, cellulose helps in forming the cell wall. Cell wall of which cell wall? Cell wall of the plant, algae or fungi. So these three can have the cell wall. These are made by cellulose. So these two words are very important. So if I remove these words, cellulose helps forming cell wall, plants, algae, fungi. It is a senseless sentence. So these two words are playing key role in complete meaning. So these are the prepositions. Now come to the 13th sentence. Grana formed by the third membrane of chloroplast. So you have to understand the sentence very clearly, because when you can understand the sentence very clearly, then only you will understand the what is the parts of speech or tense. So what is grammar? It is you have to know the uses of the words. These are parts of speech. So without meaning you can't understand any parts of speech. This is the disc-shaped chloroplast. Disc-shaped chloroplast. Not, it is not neat diagram. Just for to fast understanding. So think it is the grana thylakoids and stroma thylakoids. This is the grana and this is the colorless pigment stroma. It lies behind the mesophyll cells of the plant. It means in the plant leaf. Every plant has a leaf. Every leaf has the mesophyll cells. Under the mesophyll cells there is a chloroplast. It is the chloroplast. In the chloroplast, where we are now, grana formed by the third layer. It is formed by three layers. They are membranes, but simple word layers. So it is formed by the third layer. First, second, third. It is formed by third layer. So grana is important for the light reaction, which can give the oxygen and ATP and ADPH as a end product. So you're learning biology along with the prepositions along with the biology. This is called creative learning by easy learning. Okay, now light reaction of photosynthesis. So you can understand the every word clearly. Light reaction, which light reaction of photosynthesis. So this is the sub reaction of the photosynthesis, which is a belongs to, yes, light reaction belong to the photosynthesis. So here is this is the light reaction of the photosynthesis. It means the photosynthesis is a combination of or composition of different reactions. In those reactions we have two reactions, light reaction and dark reaction. So it means in the photosynthesis there are so many reactions. In those reactions, in the number of reactions, light reaction is 1. So photosynthesis consists of the different reactions. In those reactions, light reaction is one of the one. So light reaction of photosynthesis. So if I remove this word light reaction of photosynthesis, it is meaningful. Light reaction photosynthesis means this is one word, this is one phrase, this is one word, no meaning. So takes place. So this is a complete meaning. Light reaction of photosynthesis takes place grana. It means this is separate sentence, this is separate word. So it gives complete meaning. It gives complete meaning along with the attachment. So by its position, light reaction of the photosynthesis takes place in grana. It's telling about the position or place. So prepositions can tell us about the time and place. This is the time and place preposition. Place in the grana, it is the grana. This is a stalk like structure, it is called grana. So it is telling clearly, yes, light reaction takes place in the grana only. That is meaning. Dark reaction of stroma. So I have told you now, just now only, photosynthesis has a number of reactions. In those, light reaction and dark reaction both are main. So light reaction takes place in grana and simultaneously dark reaction takes place in the stroma. So dark reaction of photosynthesis, here dark reaction of the photosynthesis you can get complete idea about biology, about photosynthesis by this sentence. That's why I given the name biology prepositions. Means you can learn biology along with the prepositions. So dark reaction of photosynthesis takes place in stroma. Same, dark reaction takes place in the stroma. It means colorless pigment which is surrounded by the two layers. So it is the of dark reaction of which reaction? Photosynthesis. It is the one major reaction. In this reaction there are two composition, light and dark. So it is the belongings to that dark reaction belonging to photosynthesis. It is given by of word, simple word, and by its only position. That is the preposition, which word gives the complete meaning by its position before the noun or pronoun or subject or object of the word. In stroma, again same, place preposition, time and place prepositions. In that place preposition, light reaction that takes place in the presence of light. So I have just now told you light reaction and dark reactions. So light reaction takes place in the grana with the presence of only light, So light reaction that takes place in the presence of grana. So in this reaction it needs something. What is that? light. It needs some light. So if I remove this word light reaction, that takes place the presence light. It means without these two words no meaning. It is senseless, meaningless. Light reaction that takes place the presence the light. So light reaction that takes place in the presence of light. Presence of what? Presence of what means light. Where means in the presence of light. So you are telling the one is the presence, one is the belongings to. I hope that you are getting understanding all these statements. Keep watch again and again, 2-3 times repeat it. So I have a number of examples for you. You just keep watching these videos and practice at home. Note it in your book. It's better to note in your book and watch at least 4-5 times. It is not so easy by watching one time only. Okay. The intake of complex materials. The intake of, so it is the telling that intake complex materials. So what intake? Intake of complex material prepared by whom means someone others, by others organisms is called heterotropics. So it is the answer of what is heterotrophs. It is the answer of what is heterotrophs, or define heterotrophs or heterotrophs. If you listen this question, you can get this answer or statement. So it is telling that something complex materials are intake, but intake complex materials prepared by, there is no meaning. So intake of, it is a object. It is the object of the sentence. So what is the preposition? It is the word which gives complete meaning by its position before the subject or before the object. For the primary students, before the noun or before the pronoun. So complex materials is a subject. It is a subject. We are discussing about the heterotrophs. So what is subject here? Complex material, nothing but a food. So it is intake by others. By means whom? Other organisms is the object of the sentence. Other organisms means other, it's telling about the object of the sentence, called heterotrophs. So who are there? Other organisms. It's called by. It is connecting link and giving complete meaning. So these are words of and by are called prepositions. We need energy to do work. We need energy, do work. We need energy, other phrase, do work, other phrase. But we want sentence which gives complete meaning. So it gives connects. So it gives connects and complete meaning to. That's why to is a preposition. The source of energy. Which energy? Source of energy. It is the energy for source. For daily routines comes from the food. Where do we get energy? Means from the food. Okay. The source of energy. So it in this sentence, energy is the subject. Of what is before the subject. Simply we have to identify the subject and object of the sentence and identify the which is the word before the subject or object or noun or pronoun. It gives complete meaning. So of and from is the prepositions. Now same meaning. Intake of nutrients is known as nutrition. So if I ask the question, what is nutrition? Intake of nutrients is known as nutrition. Intake nutrition is known as nutrition. There is no meaning. So it is a intake nutrients. It is a subject. Nutrients is the subject of the sentence. So nutrients, before the nutrients, it is a one word which gives complete meaning is called of. I think it is enough for today. We will continue for the next session. Thank you. Bye.